What is Jus Cogens and its role in IHL treaty law? Imagine a rule so important that no one can ignore it, no matter what. That's what Jus Cogens norms are in international law. They are the highest rules that everyone agrees on. These norms are called peremptory norms because they are absolute and cannot be broken or changed. They stand above all other treaties and agreements. A Jus Cogens norm is accepted by the entire international community as a rule from which no one can deviate. For example, the prohibition against torture is a Jus Cogens norm. No matter what a treaty says, no state can justify torture or claim it is allowed. These norms are so fundamental that they form the backbone of international law. The concept of Jus Cogens was officially recognized in the Vienna Convention on the Law of Treaties in 1969. Article 53 of this treaty states that any treaty conflicting with a Jus Cogens norm is invalid. This means if a treaty allows something that violates a peremptory norm, that treaty cannot be enforced. It's like a higher law that overrides any conflicting agreement. Jus Cogens norms are part of the legal foundation of international humanitarian law. They protect core human values during armed conflicts. For example, the prohibition of torture and the ban on executing juvenile offenders are recognized as Jus Cogens norms. These rules are not just moral guidelines but legal obligations that all states must follow. When countries negotiate treaties about war or the treatment of civilians, they cannot include provisions that violate these norms. If they do, those parts of the treaty are invalid. This is especially true for the Geneva Conventions and their protocols, which set standards for how prisoners of war and civilians should be treated. These standards are rooted in Jus Cogens principles. To identify a norm as Jus Cogens, there must be clear evidence that the entire international community recognizes it as a fundamental rule. It's not just a common practice but a universally accepted standard that cannot be broken. Because of their strength, Jus Cogens norms are at the top of the legal hierarchy. They cannot be changed or ignored, even during times of war or conflict. In summary, Jus Cogens norms are the non-negotiable rules of international law that protect the most vital human rights. They serve as a legal shield, ensuring that certain core principles are always upheld, no matter what treaties or agreements are made. They are the foundation that keeps the international legal system fair and just, especially in times of war.